all across the triangle are moonwalking their way into the DPAC for MJ the Musical.
Been practicing my moonwalk all week, but we don't have time here. The cast says this is the closest they can get to the king of pop, and fans say they couldn't agree more. So Tamara Scott joins us live at DPAC with one of the show's biggest stars. Tamara.
Hey, John, I don't know, maybe we should wait and see your moonwalk before we get, no, I'm just kidding. This is Roman Banks. He is the star of the show, MJ the Musical, here at DPAC. It was an amazing show, I have to admit. I did get a chance to see it last night. It was beautifully made. You did an excellent job.
Thank you.
One thing that stood out to me, though, is you certainly have all of those mannerisms down. How did you perfect that?
Well, first of all, thank you so much. Thank you for coming. These audiences mean the most to us, especially early on, you know, when the weeks start out. Day ones, you know, for 2 weeks. But yeah, there's a lot of things to credit. You know, first of all, Miles Frost did such a great job with the role, and I noticed, you know, it's, people say God's in the details, right? And so that's something that really opens, I think, audience members up to the idea of Michael, and that they might be watching a portrayal or watching Michael himself as, you know, all the things you don't think about, like the way he held his body weight, the way he would walk into a room, the way he would paint or describe a scene physically. And so, you know, Miles brought great attention to that, and that's something I wanted to dive into myself after seeing his performance. And lots of videos. I mean, I watch concerts every time before I go on stage. But, you know, interviews, movies, you know, just anything I can really get my hands on, whether that's visual or written media, everything has helped. Everything has helped, and after a while, I just kind of like, I don't even think about it, and I just do something, and I'm like, oh, I think that was pretty, yeah, that was really in the world, and so it's cool to keep your brain on while also having that privilege of shutting it off.
Absolutely, and you go through the eras in this show of Michael, so Jackson 5 with his brothers, his family.
Yeah.
Was it emotional for you, sort of working through the show and getting all of this together?
Absolutely. His upbringing is, his life, when you really look at it, is, although it's legendary and so impactful and historical, it's incredibly sad.
Yeah.
It's incredibly sad. From really beginning to end, you know, there's an interview I was watching last week where he was interviewing on the set of Beat It, and he said, so, you know, when the interviewer said, so when you're not like doing music and stuff, like, you know, what friends do you hang out with? Like, you know, who are your friends? And he was like, he took a moment to pause, didn't speak for about 5 seconds, and he said, you know, I really love the fans. I really think the fans are like my closest friends. And that just broke my heart. He's a 24-year-old man, same age as me, with no concept of the idea of friendship. He was like, I'm just now starting to learn what friendship even means, you know? But even everyone who he did have as a friend were people who worked with him or were people he met through work. And so it's just sad, you know what I'm saying? And so there was a lot of, there's things I constantly find that make me even more emotionally connected to the things inside of the show, the things outside the show. Like it's a lot. He was a very complicated man, you know, and so yeah, we really go through it.
He was an extraordinary person, and you were doing an excellent job portraying him. If you guys
thank you.
have a chance to catch the show, it's playing here at DPAC. Roman, thank you so much for talking with us.
Yeah, of course, happy to.
Absolutely. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you so much, Tamara. And boy, it's getting rave reviews. People that went last night all over social media saying how awesome it was.